Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most mysterious creatures in all of folklore, a titan of the North American wilderness, a shadowy figure whispered about in campfires and ancient legends. Bigfoot. Imagine for a moment the deep, primeval forests of the Pacific Northwest, a vast, untamed expanse where towering ancient trees pierce the sky, and the silence is broken only by the rustle of leaves or the distant call of a hawk. It's a place where secrets can easily hide, where the unknown still holds sway. Now, picture something immense, something ancient, moving through those woods with a stealth that defies its colossal size. A creature whose very existence challenges our understanding of the natural world. A being that some claim is a missing link, a living relic of a forgotten past. For centuries, indigenous peoples have told tales of a giant, hairy bipedal creature, a powerful and reclusive denizen of the deepest woods. Modern sightings, blurry photographs, and enigmatic footprints have only fueled the flames of this enduring mystery. Is it merely a figment of human imagination, a collective cultural myth born from the fear of the unknown? Or what if I told you that somewhere, beyond the reach of our cameras and scientific expeditions, a massive ape-like hominid could actually be lurking, silently observing us, a phantom of the forest? The line between myth and reality, between folklore and zoology, blurs dramatically when we talk about Bigfoot, or Sasquatch as it's often called. Join us as we peel back the layers of legend, examine the evidence, and confront the tantalizing possibility that a creature thought to exist only in our nightmares, or our wildest dreams, might be walking among us, just out of sight. The story of Bigfoot, or Sasquatch, is deeply woven into the fabric of North American indigenous cultures, long before any European settlers ever set foot on the continent. For generations, various First Nations tribes across the Pacific Northwest, and indeed all over North America, have shared oral traditions of powerful, hairy forest dwellers. The Salish people, from whom the name Sasquatch, meaning wild man of the woods, originated, described a large, often nocturnal, ape-like being that typically avoided humans, but was known for its immense strength and occasional mischievous or even aggressive encounters. These weren't just simple monsters. They were often seen as guardians of the forest, sometimes benevolent, sometimes fearsome, but always an integral part of the natural world. Beyond the Salish, other tribes had their own names and descriptions. The Kwakiutl spoke of Dizunaqua, a wild woman of the woods, often associated with wealth and power, but also known for stealing children. The Lummi tribe called their version Kokola, while the Estiadimk people spoke of the bush Indians or wild men, large, hairy humanoids. Ancient texts describe similar beings across the globe. The Yeti in the Himalayas, the Almas in Central Asia, the Yowie in Australia, all share remarkable parallels with the North American Sasquatch, suggesting a widespread human encounter with, or belief in, large, bipedal, ape-like creatures living in remote wilderness areas. Could these consistent narratives, across unconnected cultures and continents, point to a common, unknown ancestor or even a living species? When European settlers began pushing into the American and Canadian wilderness, their own encounters began. Tales of wild men in the forests circulated in logging camps and remote settlements. One of the earliest widely reported incidents, though likely a hoax, was in 1884, when a British Columbia newspaper reported the capture of a gorilla-like creature dubbed Jacko. While thoroughly debunked, it shows the emerging narrative. More famously, in 1924, a group of miners in Ape Canyon, Washington, claimed their cabin was attacked for hours by several large, hairy, ape-like creatures that hurled rocks at them. This account, while sensational, added another layer to the growing legend, moving it from ancient folklore to contemporary, chilling encounters. These early stories, whether true or exaggerated, laid the groundwork for the modern Bigfoot phenomenon, painting a consistent picture of a powerful, elusive, and undeniably real presence in the deep woods for those who believed. From a purely scientific perspective, the existence of Bigfoot presents a massive paradox. For a creature of its alleged size and potential population, the definitive evidence required by science simply hasn't materialized. Skeptics rightly point out the lack of a body, bones, or any conclusive DNA sample that couldn't be attributed to a known animal or human. If a large primate population were thriving in North America, why has no carcass ever been found, no skeletal remains unearthed? Predators, natural death, accidents? Surely, over decades, something would turn up. This is the cornerstone of the skeptical argument. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and anecdotes, no matter how compelling, are not enough. However, scientists believe that other possibilities might explain the elusiveness. One of the most intriguing scientific theories links Bigfoot to an extinct ape species called Gigantopithecus blacki. This massive ape lived in Asia millions of years ago, stood up to 10 feet tall, and weighed over 1,000 pounds. Its fossil record shows it was a forest dweller and primarily herbivorous. But what if I told you that some paleontologists hypothesize a relict population of Gigantopithecus could have migrated across the Bering Land Bridge into North America during the last ice age? If such a creature existed, adapting to the North American environment, its size and diet would make it a formidable, yet potentially reclusive, resident. Its intelligence and instinctual fear of humans would further contribute to its scarcity in the fossil record and its ability to avoid detection. Bears, for instance, are rarely found in the wild after death, due to scavengers and rapid decomposition in forest environments. A similar fate could befall a Bigfoot. The biological possibility of a large, bipedal primate existing in North America isn't entirely dismissed by all scientists. New species, even large ones, are still being discovered in remote regions. Consider the Shaola, a large bovine discovered in Vietnam in 1992. The sheer vastness of the North American wilderness, particularly in areas like the Pacific Northwest, provides ample habitat for a creature that is incredibly shy and possibly nocturnal. Footprints have been a significant piece of evidence for believers. Dr. Grover Krantz, a physical anthropologist, spent decades analyzing casts, noting features like dermal ridges, a flexible mid-tarsal break, and weight distribution that he argued would be incredibly difficult for a human hoaxer to consistently replicate, especially in the context of a costume. Yet, even his work has been met with skepticism due to the lack of a physical specimen to compare to. DNA analysis of alleged Bigfoot hair or tissue samples has, to date, mostly identified known animals like bear, deer, or human. While a few samples remain unidentified, they are often degraded or contaminated, making definitive conclusions impossible. The scientific community, by and large, maintains that without a verifiable body, Bigfoot remains in the realm of folklore. The modern era of Bigfoot sightings truly exploded in the mid-20th century, propelled by the rise of photography, film, and media. Eyewitness accounts flooded in, often from credible individuals like law enforcement officers, foresters, and experienced outdoorsmen. These accounts, though anecdotal, consistently describe a large, upright, ape-like creature, covered in dark, reddish-brown hair, emitting a strong, musky odor, and possessing incredible speed and stealth for its size. But it was one particular piece of footage that would forever etch Bigfoot into the public consciousness. The Patterson-Gimlin film, shot in 1967 at Bluff Creek, California. Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin, on a horseback expedition, captured approximately 59 seconds of film depicting what appears to be a large, female bipedal hominid, affectionately dubbed Patty, walking across a sandbar and glancing back at the camera before disappearing into the trees. This film remains the gold standard for Bigfoot enthusiasts and the subject of intense scrutiny for skeptics. Believers point to the creature's fluid, powerful gait, its visible muscle definition, and the lack of any discernible seams or zippers that would indicate a costume. They argue that the biomechanics of Patty's walk are incredibly difficult for a human to replicate, especially in a cumbersome suit. Skeptics, however, claim it's a hoax, with various individuals even claiming to have worn the suit. However, these claims have often been inconsistent or retracted, and none have ever been definitively proven to be the person in the film. Beyond the Patterson-Gimlin film, other forms of evidence have emerged. Alleged audio recordings of deep, guttural vocalizations, known as samurai howls. Strange wood knocks that some believe are a form of communication, and unusual tree structures or formations reported in areas of high activity. The evidence suggests a pattern of behavior, an intelligence, and a physical presence that goes beyond simple misidentification. However, critical analysis demands caution. Many sightings are undoubtedly misidentifications of bears standing on their hind legs, other known animals, or even human hikers in the distance. The prevalence of elaborate hoaxes, particularly in the digital age, continually casts a shadow of doubt over even the most compelling evidence. Low-quality photos and videos, often taken with shaky cameras from a distance, are notoriously difficult to analyze definitively. While the sheer volume of modern sightings is compelling to some, the lack of irrefutable, unassailable proof keeps Bigfoot firmly in the realm of speculation. So, after delving into ancient legends, scientific speculation, and modern encounters, where does Bigfoot stand? Is it a living, breathing creature, a relic of a forgotten past, or merely a powerful myth that refuses to die? Currently, the scientific community maintains that Bigfoot is, at best, an unproven phenomenon. The absence of a body, skeletal remains, or definitive, uncontaminated DNA evidence remains the insurmountable hurdle for its acceptance into the zoological record. The vast majority of physical evidence, when subjected to rigorous scientific scrutiny, has either been attributed to known animals, deemed inconclusive, or exposed as a hoax. Yet, to simply dismiss it as pure myth feels incomplete. The consistent narrative across indigenous cultures, predating modern hoaxes, speaks to a deep-rooted belief in something extraordinary in the wilderness. The biological possibility, while remote, of an undiscovered primate, perhaps an ancestor of Gigantopithecus, adapting and surviving in the vast, untamed corners of North America, is not entirely beyond the realm of reason. New species are continually being discovered, even large ones in lesser-explored regions. The sheer number of credible eyewitness accounts, coupled with the intriguing, albeit controversial, evidence like the Patterson-Gimlin film and some footprint casts, continues to tantalize. Perhaps Bigfoot exists, not as a booming population, but as an incredibly scarce, elusive, and intelligent animal, adept at avoiding human contact. Or perhaps it's a testament to our innate human desire to believe in the wild and the unknown, a projection of our own primal fears and fascination with the untamed parts of our world. For now, Bigfoot remains an enigma, a thrilling mystery that straddles the line between folklore and frontier science. The forest holds its secrets closely, and until definitive proof emerges, the question lingers in the silent woods. What do you think, myth or reality? Is there an elusive giant roaming the North American wilderness, a living fossil, or is it a testament to humanity's enduring fascination with the wild and unknown? Leave your thoughts in the comments below.